Have you ever scrolled through social media, watching friends on vacation, at concerts, or at dinner parties, and felt a little pang of worry or even sadness thinking, should I be doing that too? That feeling isn't just random. It's called FOMO, or the fear of missing out. And it doesn't just affect our moods, it impacts our brains and our happiness in surprising ways. Today we're diving into the science and psychology behind FOMO, the fear of missing out. We'll be exploring how FOMO affects our brains and why it can make us feel less happy, more anxious, and sometimes even lonely. Stick around because by the end of this video, we'll not only help you understand FOMO better, but also give you some practical tips to manage it. Number 10, the dopamine effect. Let's start with what FOMO does to the brain. When we see things we feel we're missing out on, our brain releases dopamine, a reward chemical. But instead of making us feel happy, it keeps us chasing experiences, hoping the next one will be even better. This constant chase can leave us feeling empty rather than fulfilled. Number 9, the stress connection. FOMO can create stress by making us feel like we're in a race to keep up with others. When everyone else seems to be doing amazing things, it's easy to feel left behind. This stress builds up over time, affecting both our mental and physical health. Number 8, comparing lives. One of the biggest drivers of FOMO is social comparison. When we compare our behind the scenes with someone else's highlight reel, we often end up feeling inadequate. This constant comparison can decrease our self-esteem and overall life satisfaction. Number 7, the anxiety loop. FOMO can lead to a loop of anxiety. Each time we see others experiencing something exciting, our mind races with thoughts like, why wasn't I there? Or what am I missing out on? This loop keeps anxiety high and can make it hard to focus on our own lives. Number 6, emotional exhaustion. The never-ending feeling of I need to keep up drains us emotionally. We may find ourselves feeling tired or mentally burned out simply from the act of trying to stay in the loop of every event and opportunity. Number 5, disconnection from the present. When we're consumed by what everyone else is doing, we lose touch with our own moments. Being constantly focused on others takes us out of our own lives, which reduces our ability to enjoy what we're actually doing. Number 4, impact on relationships. Ironically, FOMO can hurt relationships. Constantly worrying about missing out can make it hard to be fully present with the people who are right in front of us. It's a strange side effect, but FOMO can make us feel distant from our closest connections. Number 3, decreased happiness. Studies show that FOMO is directly linked to decreased life satisfaction. When we feel like we're missing out, our brain convinces us we're living a life that's less fulfilling than it actually is, lowering our overall happiness. Number 2, detachment from values. FOMO can slowly lead us away from what really matters to us. Instead of focusing on personal goals and values, we start focusing on what everyone else values, which can create a feeling of being lost or out of touch with ourselves. Number 1, lowered self-esteem. FOMO doesn't just impact our daily happiness, it can affect how we feel about ourselves in general. The constant feeling of being left out can erode our self-esteem over time, making it harder to feel confident and content with who we are. Now that we know how FOMO affects us, let's talk about ways to cope. Focus on gratitude. Practice gratitude daily. Focusing on what you already have rather than what you're missing can help shift your mindset. Limit social media time. Set limits on your social media usage. Spending less time online can reduce exposure to triggers of FOMO. Be mindful of comparisons. Remind yourself that social media is a highlight reel, not real life. Acknowledging this can help you avoid comparisons. Prioritize real-life connections. Spend more time building real connections with people in your life. It's often more fulfilling than watching others from a distance. Define your own values. Reflect on what matters most to you and prioritize those things over what others are doing. Thanks for watching. FOMO is something that affects us all, but understanding it and taking steps to manage it can make a big difference in our lives. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more insights on mental health and personal growth. Remember, happiness is often right where you are, not where everyone else seems to be.